down, I mean, you know, everyone's going to do their job every play. Simple as that. The first 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, we had 2 guys within 1.5 seconds right on Tyrod. Hit his arm, ball was wobbling up. 9 out of 10 times, that's a pick. Or it's batted down. We had 2 guys, one in back, one in front. We did come down with the ball. Then it was a wrestling match. Ty unfortunately goes to the receiver. A couple of situations in that game. I mean, right before the half, we had a couple really big stops. So we had a stop at midfield, 3 and out after takeaway by them, and then in the red zone we had a stop. So we're feeling like, okay, we're going to get back in this thing. And then the 2-minute deal. So the one that went up, again, we had a free hitter, not a guy that beat a block, a free hitter right here in the line. You just got to make the play. You make the play. You didn't make the play. Ball gets thrown up. It gets extended. I can't cover anyhow, but no one can cover for that long. But within the beginning of the play, we had a free hitter on a 4-man simulated pressure. Not 5, not 6, 4-man. Free hitter. So make the play. Get his ass down. Excuse my language. Get him down. Didn't happen. So now that kind of drains you a little bit, but then you got to keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, getting back in the game. And it didn't come out the way we wanted, and then we just move on to Denver and get ready to roll.
Joe,
open it up for questions.
Rub routes. Texans put a lot of that on film. You're going to keep seeing that now. How do you fix the communication in the secondary?
Yeah, well, first of all, you know, the one thing, communication always starts with getting the call, echoing the call, everybody being on the same page, and then knowing that that's what you're going to get. So you get rub routes. We play in and out. We do certain things. You mix up the zones. So you're a man team. It's an age-old problem. Okay, the one there down in the low red, we can use certain schematic things that help. I mean, the ball's out right now, so you're not going to get a rush. Ball's on the 4-yard line, but change up the coverage, use your ends, and then obviously be on point, because the margin for error down there is like 1 step on those.
Do the rub routes bother you as much as having some plays where guys are in position to make plays, you know, beyond the sack that you just, the near sack that you just referred to? But, you know, the long completion to Brendan Cooks where it's a 50-50 ball, where you would think, you think in that situation you'd at least get a breakup.
Well, I mean, like I said, you know, 9 out of 10, that's a breakup or an interception, because Rayshon had the ball. He had the ball. Cooks came back, grabbed it, wrestled, and, you know, Ty goes to the offensive player.
Okay, and what about the 52-yarder just before halftime? I mean,
yeah, like I just said, Gene, we had a free hitter. Make the play. You can't extend plays.
I'm talking about.
And then being on top of your coverage. So it's just being in better position.
My point is the ball was in the air for a long time. I mean, I know you said you can't cover forever.
But you make the play when the ball's in the air like that. You know, we got to get those.
On Sunday's game, on 1 3rd down, you sent 2 guys, dropped 9, and there was still a guy open pretty quick. Was it getting frustrating for you trying to find answers in coverage?
No, it wasn't. Not at all. I mean, just, you know, like I said, when you drop guys on the edges to help with the picks and the slants, you know, and no, it didn't.
What's your thoughts about the run defense? I mean, you kind of took a step back from what looked like you made progress in the preseason.
Well, I will say this on the run defense. So the tailback said, you know, when you really dig in the run defense, so what's the yard per carry? We were a yard less than we were a year before. Okay, we were 3.9. So if you stay at 3.9 for the year, you're going to be in the top 5. The tailbacks averaged 3 yards a carry. Tailbacks average, they had 37 carries. Mark Ingram, you might have thought he's a powerful runner. I love Mark. I was with him in Baltimore. He averaged 3.01 a carry. So the tailbacks averaged 3 yards a carry. Okay, so to me, you know, it wasn't perfect, but 3 yards a carry, I'll take that any day. And then Tyrod broke out on a miscommunication on that one on the 3rd down.
Tyrod Taylor and Teddy both had almost identical numbers in their first 2 games. You get a guy like that, they've been with a few teams, they've been around, they haven't been able to stick with any one particular team. However, the point is they've been around. So is Teddy kind of like Tyrod, where he's a veteran guy, he's seen a lot, and it's going to take a lot to fool him, I guess?
Yeah, he had a great game. I mean, you know, last week versus the Giants, and he extended plays. He can extend plays. He may be not as nifty as Tyrod, flat-out speed, but he can extend plays. So we got to keep him bottled up in the pocket and change up on him, and then make the plays on the ball.
And what's always been your opinion of Melvin Gordon as a runner?
I think he's a hard, tough runner, Pro Bowl runner. I mean, he took one 75 yards to the house. He still has game-breaking speed. a lot of respect for him.
Dewey still your guy? Safety?
Yeah, like I said, you know, Rayshon's a clear-cut starter, and then we're rolling those guys. I think Dewey played, you know, probably 50 snaps, and the young buck, he played, you know, Cisco played 30-something, but they'll roll. They'll roll.
They had, I saw where Cisco had 23. It was 50. It was 55 for Wingard and 23 for
Yeah, and then
Cisco.
you probably had the other ones in special teams, but like I said, they're going to roll.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about defensive snaps. I'm not
Yeah.
including special teams. My point is, are we going to get to the point where we're going to see Andre probably play some more snaps as you get more comfortable from
Yeah.
his recovery from the
He
ACL?
keeps getting better. And he is getting better.
What's your big concern going into this game against Denver?
One, it's about us, really. It ain't. I mean, Denver's a really good team. They're well coached. They got skill, even without Judy. I mean, shoot, number one, splitting double coverage. He should have had 2 touchdowns, but they got a great run scheme. To me, they got one of the best offensive line coaches in football. Went against him when he was in Tennessee here for 3 years, and then obviously in Baltimore when he was at Pittsburgh. Scheme-wise, they present a lot of problems in the run game. And then we just got to do our jobs, all 11 at the same time doing our job.
With one game under your belt, how is your pass rush rotation starting to evolve? Has Smoot or Ward earned more reps opposite of Josh Allen?
Yeah, they played a pretty fair amount. Yeah, they played a lot of reps, so they're rolling.
What do you want to see out of Tyson Campbell moving forward, and how did you feel he played last week?
I thought, first game, he had some hiccups, but he did well. He was coming off the injury, and I think he's only going to get better. It's his first game under the lights. I think he's only going to get better. He's what you want in terms of a cover corner.
You talked about how you felt like your run defense on the per carry was solid. Do you think whatever concerned you about the first game are mistakes or whatever that are easily correctable, especially
Yes,
when you're talking about being in position to make plays? You just got to make them.
No, yeah, absolutely. Everything's correctable. And it's a copycat league, so whatever we showed on tape, someone's going to keep doing it until you stop it.
This was your first regular season game calling a defense, right?
Yes.
What did you learn about calling plays during a game from this first week?
Sometimes, you can't call the perfect call, so you just got to make the call, and then all 11 get the call and you roll.
Is it tough for you to not sort of overreact to what last week happened? What happened during the game? You talked about all the big plays that could have been made.
Can't overreact. You got to be like this. If you're up and down in this league, it'll bury you. It's a man's league, and I learned that from my mentors. So, we opened the year one time in Tampa. We got drilled by Tennessee. Gave up. We didn't expect it. 40-something points. We had to go to New Orleans, who that place hadn't won in a long time. So we were just going to outwork them. We were going to out-hit them and let the chips fall. We had 6 turnovers and we beat Breeze, sacked them 6 times in there. So you can't overreact. It's a 17-game season. There's 16 more of these in the next one. It's the next one. You got to get that one's gone. It's over. Learn from it and move on.
How you feel just general about your pass rush, and what do you have to do in this game Sunday?
Really good about the pass rush. If you look at we had 6 hits, we had 17 hurries. And when everyone wants to talk about the pass rush, if we got them down when we did, we'd have 4 sacks in there. But everyone keeps talking about the pass rush. Look at the stats. You guys are all stat guys. Look at them. We're 4th in the league in generating pressure. Okay, look at it. 6 hits, 17 hurries, and 37 pass rush attempts.
So a guy like Chason, he was close, but not close enough.
Well, he had 3 opportunities to get him down. You got to get him down. Close but no cigar doesn't work.
Coach, excuse me if you've already said this, but who wears the green dot for the defense?
Who does what now?
Who wears the green dot for the defense?
Miles does.
Miles.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job with it.
First home game of the year. How much can that home crowd be a lift to the
Great.
defense?
It'd be a great lift. Noise, all that stuff. Now, we got to be better, as you know, but yeah, it's great.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck Sunday.
Thank you.
Fifty-something passes. Obviously, that's not what you guys want to see out of an offense. What do you sort of have to do to make sure you stay more balanced?
Well, we got to stay out of long yardage situations. We really put ourselves a lot of self-inflicted wounds. with penalties and those kind of things. So we got to stay in better down and distance situations.
James Robinson, felt like you were never able to really get him going last week. Is that going to be a priority this Sunday?
Well, I wouldn't say we weren't able to get him going. We just weren't able to run the ball in general. I mean, we just didn't get the numbers that we're looking for. I mean, we ran it well when we ran it. I think it was, if you take Trevor's, one knee out or whatever, it was like 5.2 or something along those lines. So we did okay running it. We just didn't get to run it enough. And one, like I said, the down and distance kind of hurt us early, and then two, you get behind. That far down, and then that changes the game. So we just got to do a better job of orchestrating, handling our business. We had a couple holdings, had a couple of other things that happened that we got to stay out of those situations, and that'll help and take care of that.
Do you feel like you should have been a little bit more persistent with the run early in the game?
Well, I mean, obviously you don't know what the calls are. I mean, there's different things that are going on. There are calls that are being made, but you just don't know. I'm saying, the media or whoever's watching the game, there's things that dictate if we're going to do it or not. And so there was that going on, as well as the down and distance, 1st and 20, 2nd and 15s. Those kind of things really take care of that.
Was there a common thread between some of the pre-snap penalty stuff?
Well, we just got to orchestrate overall better. Whether it starts with me getting the play in quicker, getting the personnel in and off the field quicker, giving Trevor and those guys more time at the line. All of that can be done better, and we've addressed that.
What kind of challenge is the Broncos defense for a young quarterback?
Well, I mean, first of all, the two guys on the edge, right? I mean, with Chubb and Von Miller, I think that, as two good guys as there are in the game, those premier rushers, and so that always adds extra elements there. They have veteran secondary. Obviously, they lost Darby, which will put a new guy over there. But a savvy defense, really good rushing. So I mean, we got to help ourselves. We got to be able to run the football, and that will help take care of some things.
Vic Fangio defense has a good record against a rookie quarterback. Do you coach Trevor up on tell him that they're going to try and confuse him a little bit out there?
Well, absolutely, they're going to try to do that. I mean, I think everybody's going to try to do that. And Vic's been doing it for a long time. Played against him many times, and he does a great job of coaching his defense. They're very sound. They also get after the ball really well, and they make it hard just by their pre-snap looks and the things that they present to the quarterback. They make everything look the same, and so that makes it a challenge for him.
Coach, how close are you to getting Hollister on the field, and what's he showing you so far, the time you've had him?
Well, we're getting him up to speed first. Obviously he has to learn the terminology and the things that we're doing, and we're practicing each and every day and making those decisions at the end of the week.
And Trevor pointed out yesterday that he's pretty athletic, pretty fast. So are you looking forward to getting that those skills on the field?
All those skills we're trying. We whether it's wideouts, running backs. We're definitely looking for those skills and to get them out there. Yes.
What have you noticed about his ability to learn from his mistakes through the preseason and training camp?
Trevor?
Trevor not make them again, the same one again.
Well, I think he has been a quick study, and he's improved just from practice to practice, and then I've seen him improve in the games. And then obviously that was his first opportunity in true live situations where you're playing the whole game, and they're game planning against you, all those different things. And I saw him make some really good plays. There were some outstanding throws where he stepped up in the pocket, moved in the pocket, made some big time throws, and then there was plays that obviously that we want to have back and that he'll have an opportunity to learn from. And the way that he's been progressing at this point, I know that he'll learn from those and be better this coming week.
You've had missed opportunities with the drop passes with the receivers, and what you've seen from them a few days this week with practice. Is that a priority that you stressed?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem. We did have a couple in the game. DJ had a couple. I think James had one. So obviously to me it comes down to a focus thing. All these guys are very skilled athletes. You have to just continue to focus all the way through. Sometimes you're a little bit nonchalant on catching the ball. You're by yourself, and you focus more on getting ready to run than catching it. So you just have to continue to focus all the way in, and then all that stuff will take care of itself.
One of the things that Trevor said yesterday was that he felt like he got too greedy in certain instances. Did you see it that way? And if you could maybe expound on what he was really saying in that
I mean, there's a couple of times, when you call plays for him that, maybe have opportunities that are further down the field than others, that, I think sometimes younger quarterbacks get excited and it's like, yeah, here's one I get to throw it down the field. Well, if the defense legislates against it, then you need to bring it down. There was one, I think we were going from the press box, we were going from our right to left, and he threw it into their boundary on the left side, kind of into traffic. And that throw, we don't need to make the throw. There's a guy underneath. Just give him the ball. Including the interception when we were backed up. He's taking a shot to DJ, just check it down to the back. And so those are things that he'll learn from, and those are ones where, maybe getting a little bit greedy trying to throw it down the field.
It seemed like Trevor had a couple opportunities maybe to run for a first down or get out of the pocket a little bit more. Do you guys sort of coach him to stay within the pocket and sort of, if he doesn't have to, just throw or instead of running?
Absolutely not. We want this guy to use his athletic ability, right? And he's been playing quarterback for a long time. Definitely not trying to take his legs away from him at all. And if he sees it and feels it, we want him to to use his legs. All we're asking him to do is just be smart at the end of the play, right? Not take big hits. I've been fortunate to be around a guy like Russell Wilson who makes great decisions, who does move around and makes great decisions down the field. And that's all we're asking him to do.
You've been around a lot of different quarterbacks in your career, and you know that game week routine is so important. How have you seen Trevor's game week routine really start to develop now that we're into the season? And have you given him any tips on things that he could do or that you've seen other guys do?
Well, that's something that we've worked a lot with. Brian Schottenheimer is an outstanding quarterback coach, and he works hand in hand with them. And they've actually had those meetings. Meeting on, hey, what's your preparation, your weekly preparation like? How did you do it at Clemson? And here's kind of some things that we've done. We've had, Shotty's got a bunch of guys, Drew Breeses, those guys that we've had him talk to Trevor, and we're putting him in contact with people. We need him to find his routine, and we're helping him do that. Here's what guys have done. Here's what you can do, and he's been all for it, and he's been in. The guy really works tirelessly in here. He's in here studying tape every day and doing all those little things. But there's you got to do a bunch of football. You also got to take care of your body, take care of your mind, and we're trying to find that balance and help him with that.
If he got a tip from one of those quarterbacks, like a Drew Brees had a very particular kind of routine, would you guys adjust practice to work some of those things in for him?
Well, you'd have to tell me what they are, and then this is a player's game, and we will help those guys any way we can.
How important was that last possession against Houston just to get Trevor some live red zone reps?
Yeah, I think it was really important. I think it gives you confidence as well. Just all of that really helps, and to take him down and in a 2-minute situation, kind of calling the plays and staying on the ball and doing those things. I liked how we reacted. We didn't just fold and say, what, we're down, and we fought all the way to the end and put a touchdown on there. I think that's always helpful.
Urban talked about needing to get Laviska Shenault open and more space. How important is it to get him the ball maybe on a down-to-down basis?
Well, he's a playmaker on our team. We want to get all the playmakers the ball. It's easy to say, but I want James Robinson to have the ball. I want Tulib to have the ball. I want Marvin Jones to have the ball. There's guys we want to get the ball in their hand, and that's what we're trying to do.
What sort of difference does he make when he does get the ball in his hands in space?
Well, I think if you go back to, the Dallas game, we just flipped one out to him, and he's dragging 3 guys, for 5, 6, 7 more yards. He's got that physical presence. He's got the ability to make guys miss. So, anytime you can take pressure off the quarterback by getting out to him as a quick throw, and a guy can, turn it into explosive play is always helpful.
Taylor's gonna have his hands full on Sunday with Von Miller. He blocked against him 2 years ago. But are you planning to put a tight end on that side to help him, or just, leave him one-on-one?
Well, I'm not going to tell you the plan, exactly how we want to handle it. I'll call Vic and tell him. But you always have, both sides. We're planning on both those guys playing, so we definitely have to help take care of those guys, whatever it is. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I can just kind of leave it at that. But definitely you have to be aware of those guys because they can wreck the game.
Trevor, as always, takes the blame. Anything that goes bad, he throws nobody under the bus. But could you talk about the one throw that he did have on that first touchdown? The quick recognition, with the tight end on that play, 'cause it just looked like that was a really veteran play.
Yeah, he did a really nice job with it. The one to Chris Manhurst. Yeah, he just did a good job. You know, let the information be processed really quickly, and was able to find him open in the seam. I thought that was a nice play by him.
All right, thanks.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.